Hello, everyone. I'm I think I'm ready to get going. I'm so happy you could join me. So we'll get started with Courageous Heart. Today is day one, and we're going to be talking about reclaiming your story, which is really the first step to full healing. So today we're gathering for a purpose that's both tender and powerful. And it's talking about reclaiming your story. I want to start by acknowledging something that, well, it doesn't really get said out loud that often because it requires us to be vulnerable to ourselves and to others. But it does, it takes courage to even be here, to talk about our story. Whether you've been through some illness like breast cancer and other illnesses, loss, people we love, unexpectedly especially, betrayal, maybe family and friends went away, or any other traumatic experience that shook your sense of safety, and you've already demonstrated resilience simply by surviving. But surviving isn't where your story ends. For too long, your experience can feel like it is the final word, like it defines who you are and what you're capable of. Today is about reminding you that you can take back your power if you haven't already. It's about honoring what has shaped you without letting it confine you to a certain way of being. It's about remembering that you are more than the worst thing that has ever happened to you. So welcome everyone. I'm glad you've chosen to be here. Over the next 5 days, we'll explore what it means to have a courageous heart, to reclaim your story, reconnect with your strength, and build a mindset that supports your healing. And in my mind, that means finding our better normal, being even better than we were before, a better version of ourselves. So first of all, what is a heart-filled life? I'm talking a lot about having a courageous heart. Well, it's a focus that includes kindness, compassion, grace, hope, peace, and love. Leading a heartfelt life keeps your heart open to receive and give love. It's about connecting with our souls and our spirits and being guided by our innermost desires. When we tune into our hearts, we can access a deep well of love and compassion and understanding that helps us navigate life's challenges with grace and with ease. And even the dark days can seem brighter. The heart is the seat of our spirit and our soul. So by living from this space, we become more attuned to our own needs and desires, as well as those of others. So we can be better partners and friends, but also be better to ourselves. So if you're looking to live a more fulfilling and authentic life, start by following your heart. It never steers you wrong. It helps us get out of our head because sometimes our head steers us wrong. Today we begin with something essential but often overlooked, and that's honoring your story, recognizing what happened to you and how it impacted you and everyone around you. This is the foundation of any lasting change, is honoring your story. If you don't understand how you got here, it's hard to know where you're going from this place. So before we dive in, take a moment to get comfortable. Feel your feet on the floor. Let's put our left hand on our heart. And then put your right hand over your left hand. And you can look down or even close your eyes if you wish. Take a deep breath. And now exhale. Let's do that one more time. Deep breath in. And now an exhale. Now you are safe here. Whatever bubbles up in your head, that's okay. There's nothing wrong or right. It just is. It's each of us. Many of us carry parts of our story like a hidden burden. Maybe we just shove it aside or shove it way down so we don't think about things that are uncomfortable. It weighs us down in ways we often don't fully recognize. We're afraid to look back because we think it will swallow us up, swallow us whole, dragging us into some deep, dark place. Sorrow and regret are no fun, and none of us want to go there. Sometimes we feel we can't escape it if our mind starts taking us down that spiral. Or perhaps you've been told, just get over it. It's time to get over it. It's been long enough. Just get over it. This prompts us to bury those difficult memories and pretend they never happened. This advice, while well-meaning, often leaves us feeling isolated or conflicted. And if we don't do the work to heal, all of those suppressed feelings will come back. They'll probably be triggered and in not so pretty ways. So let's deal with those feelings now. Why our story matters. We need to deal with the emotion that resulted from our experience. But ignoring your past doesn't free you from it. It just traps you within its shadows, keeping you from fully engaging with the present and the future. Healing begins when you find the courage to confront your story with honesty. Sometimes we tell ourselves a different story. Have you ever done that? Just to help us feel better. It starts with acknowledging the truth. It's understanding what happened, how it shaped you, but it does not have to define you. Your story matters not because it's perfect or tidy, but because it's real and authentic. Therein lies its power to help you heal. I like to call it turning that pain into passion, using the pain to build a better normal. Every experience, joyful or painful, contributes to our life. It makes you who you are. And it's through these threads that intertwine to create us that we find connection and understanding both within ourselves and with others. So think of your story. Think of it like a beautiful carpet laid out in front of you. Can you visualize that? Some of the threads are bright, representing memories of happiness and triumph, times when you've had a wonderful time or you received really good news, or when you finished a big situation, got to the end. Other feelings are dark, woven from pain, loss, regret, all of those negative emotions or situations that happen in our lives. But the good threads and the dark threads intertwine into a beautiful carpet that is our life. All of them belong in this intricate design of our lives. We can't just pull out the dark threads and throw them away. Then there'll be holes in that carpet. We have to weave it all together. Each thread is essential in creating a complete picture, one that can reveal not just the struggles that we've all faced, but also the strength that you gained from that struggle. So embracing your entire story allows for transformation. It opens the door to healing. It also helps us grow and to find self-acceptance. As you learn to weave together all the parts of your narrative, you create a rich, multifaceted story. You realize that while the past may color your experience, it doesn't have to dictate your future. Instead, you can choose how to navigate forward, empowered by the lessons that you've learned along the way and the resilience you built from those struggles. So take a moment now to honor your journey. Acknowledge every part, every twist and turn. You are the artist of your own life. We can't control all of it, but we can choose how to grow from it. Every part of your story deserves to be embraced. Now I'd like to do some reflection. I'd like each of you to close your eyes if you're comfortable. You can lay your hands on your lap, wherever is comfortable. And I'll ask you a few questions, actually 3 questions, one at a time. You don't have to answer out loud or you don't have to type your messages to me. I just want you to think and reflect in your own mind about each of the questions. Just notice what first comes to your mind. Don't work too hard at it, but just relax and let whatever thought comes, let it come. Okay, so the first question is, what part of your story have you been afraid to look at? Is there something you've ignored or chosen to ignore? Okay. Next, I'll I'll take the next question, and then we'll have another period of silence for you to reflect. Where do you feel shame or blame of yourself? Third reflective question. What would it feel like to see this part of your life through more compassionate eyes? Would you feel any differently? So now let's take a deep breath. Exhale. I would like to leave you from this session with calm and peace. You've probably had a lot of things come up in your mind. All of us have different experiences. We all have bad things and good things in our lives. But you are not your mistakes or your traumas. You are not a person stuck in that trauma. You're a person who has lived through them and you're still here. So now I want to remind you or let you know about the supplemental worksheets that are provided. You can access those in the group, in the invitation, or in the meeting invite for the session. And you'll see a link. So access those if you haven't already, so that you'll have them after after we finish, but also for the next 4 days. But if you have something to write on right now, I have a journaling prompt I would like to give you, and then we'll take somewhere around 3 minutes or so to just respond to the prompt. So if you have a pen and paper, and again, when we journal, don't overthink, just write whatever comes to from your heart, right from your heart. So the prompt is, what stories have I been telling myself about my life? What stories have I been telling myself about my life? So we'll spend the next 3 to 5 minutes answering this question in our journals or on a piece of paper. Okay, hopefully you're finished or close to it. You're welcome to share anything in the comments. If something came up for you, if you were carrying something perhaps that you hadn't thought of in a while, you're welcome to share, but I understand if you don't want to. It's all private. Um, but I want you to know you can be proud of where you are today. The fact that you're here and participating in this discussion. We're going to learn a lot over the next 5 days, and I'm excited for it. So I hope you are too. Now I'd like to close today's session with a simple affirmation. I think affirmations, especially when we repeat them or we hang them on the mirror so that we see them every day. But this one is one that I used during my healing, and it says, I am more than what happened to me. Let's say that again. I am more than what happened to me. And one more time, even louder. I am more than what happened to me. Let that truth sink in. There was a time in my life when I didn't feel this. I felt like everything that had happened to me was stuck, mostly in my head. And that's when I learned about thinking with my heart and realizing that's where the joy is. I am more than what happened to me. So before we close for tonight, here are your action steps for tomorrow. The worksheet, complete day one of the worksheet. The worksheet just includes questions and journaling things. It shouldn't take more than 5 or 10 minutes, but it just helps you utilize some of the things we talked about today. Reflect on one part of your story and ask yourself why, or ask yourself if you're ready to honor that piece of your story. We all have parts of us that we don't want to, that we would rather not think about again. And then the third is to write a short letter to yourself, acknowledging how far you've come. Whatever happened, you have made gains. So tell yourself that, write it down. And remember, this work is not about blaming yourself or blaming others. It's about telling the truth with compassion, with your heart. Tomorrow, we'll talk about being rooted in courage, how to recognize the bravery you already have hold on to, and how to use that to continue to heal in future. Thank you for showing up today. I'm glad that you're all here. I see quite a few people on. That's wonderful. So thank you for joining. And if you have any questions, just reach out to me. Email, direct message on Facebook, whatever you want. Or if you have specific items you'd like me to be sure to talk about, I'm happy to do that. Have a great evening. Goodbye.